What is going on, everybody? This is day 10 of building and scaling an AI agency from $0 to $100,000 a month. This is day 10, little update on our revenue side. We are still at 4K, one client in the door so far. We've kind of been putting a break on acquisition as we've kind of been switching up our offer a little bit to target more people that we have direct proof with, attributed to that niche we're targeting. That's why acquisition has been a little slower on our end. What we did today is we optimized our YouTube course packaging. So if you see on my channel, the last video I made for day 9 was essentially like a full course from market research, building out the offer, building out the funnel, launching the funnel, writing the VSL, literally everything in one video. So I kind of framed it as a course. I just optimized the packaging a little bit so it's better for YouTube results. Still kind of learning the YouTube game a little bit. So that was a big thing I did right in the morning. Took like 2 hours, took a little bit of time. And then we went in and optimized the offer. Like I said, if you watch that day 9 video, I'll link it in the description. You'll see that we optimized our offer. We're primarily targeting landscaping business owners now. This is the perfect time of year for them to start ramping up. It is a red ocean market, but that means there's a lot of people making money and no one has the positioning that we have. So we did that. We wrote out the VSL script in that video and we optimized a little bit today, built out the Miro board presentation for that script, kind of just showing direct proof that we have attributed to our niche. So that was very dialed in. We have that script's dialed now. So we're going to film that tomorrow. We dialed in our landing page. I could show you guys, but I don't want to stop sharing my screen. Pretty simple. Just organize it up a little bit, kind of spaz it up, go high level. Kind of hard to spaz up a landing page. I was thinking about making it in Google AI Studio, hosting on Universal, making it more vibe coded and more aesthetic. Kind of thought, well, is that really high ROI? Does that really matter right now? Not really. We just want to get this MVP offer launched as fast as we possibly can. And if we find that to be a problem, we can always optimize it after that. But I think the first goal is to launch. Then we went on a little mastermind walk, I like to call it. It's kind of a brainstorming walk. Me and my co-founder, we just went through kind of on a walk through the woods. It was pretty cold, but went through and just kind of talked through business, what we were thinking for the offer, how we were going to handle things. It's a really good way to kind of just get things off your plate, get clarity on what you're doing, kind of a midday walk type of deal. Then we did an IG live. I like doing IG lives, kind of just talking about business, talking about the day and just kind of what life looks like. It's a simple little content thing. So follow me on IG at h2h.ethan if you want to see some of those. We're about to do an AI cartel live stream, kind of going over what our experience was in our first year of business, reviewing the content that we took of that process that's never been seen before, and kind of breaking it down and reacting to it in real time, kind of figuring out like how delusional really were we? Okay. If you don't know that story, tune in. I'll link that channel in the description. Then we're filming the day 10 video and post-producing it and uploading it, which is exactly what this is. So welcome to the book. It was a great day today. That's a lot of things knocked off the list. I was going to do the VSL, but I'm going to wait till I have a fresh head tomorrow morning to get it done. And some key learnings we had today is that packaging is better than the content itself. Packaging is so important. And this is from a specific YouTube perspective, but this can kind of mean anything, right? From what I realized in YouTube is you really have to dial in the thumbnail, the headline, and the description and make the first, at least the first 2 minutes really dialed into that video, right? And that's essentially what I did with that YouTube video, since it was a screen recording on my day, not really super dialed in terms of what I was actually doing. So I thought, hey, it probably would be a good idea to kind of give them some context before they go into a 2.5 hour long video watching me build out this entire process. So I learned that that's super important. If you don't have good packaging and you have really good content, no one's going to ever see your content, right? So super important there, especially in the YouTube world. Also, guarantees, super important. That's what makes or breaks sometimes someone's decision to want to purchase and work with you directly. Having a really good guarantee, knowing that you know your shit, is huge. Now, I know a lot of guys, they say, oh, we don't make any revenue claims, which is smart. Like, you don't want that to bite you in the ass. If you're a big company, that's definitely a smart way to go. But if you're just trying to get off the ground and you're really confident in your services, even if you're not confident, and you're like, hey, dude, I don't have any results in this niche, but I guarantee you, if I don't at least attribute, 2x your revenue in this 90-day partnership, whatever it looks like in your offer, I'm going to refund you every penny and work with you for free. That tells you know your shit. That tells you you're confident you're going to get results. And then you just go head down and get that guy some fucking banger results. If it's your first client, you don't have any results, you've never had a client before, you never fulfilled for a client before, you're going to have to shut down acquisition for at least 2 weeks. At least a week, depending on how fast you can fulfill. But you want to learn that shit heads down, make sure you get that first client banger results, and then it's just going to spin ball from there. So guarantees are super important, especially if you're just starting out and you don't have a lot of experience in your niche. A guarantee is going to make or break if someone wants to work with you if you don't have client results. And then making the offer as valuable as possible. You got to make it a grand slam offer. Anything I've taken from Hermosis, you got to make sure that offer is going to get them from where they are now to where they want to go, right? And most of the time that's directly attributed to revenue. Okay. So you got to make your offer really revenue driven. What I've seen a lot of people do is they just offer an AI receptionist, which is cool, right? Like just one AI receptionist, but there's not a lot of value there. Like, what is the AI receptionist going to do? What if I don't already get a lot of inbound phone calls, right? Then it's not worth it for the business owner to purchase that thing, right? So that's why you package in a bunch of things. Like you have your front end, you always should have a front end and a back end to an offer, unless you're targeting a specific type of business that already has a dialed in front end or a dialed in back end, which most of the times they have a dialed in front end, but their back end's cooked. It's never they have a dialed in back end, but their front end's not working. Rarely. Okay. So having the front end be like paid ads or getting you more customers, right? Or optimizing your brand presence, that's going to attribute to more eyeballs and more leads for your business. Then on the back end, you implement back end selling systems, right? Automated more text back, right? A qualification funnel, quoting system, right? Different systems that are going to help them speed up the process and make the back end sales system more efficient for that business. So that's super important when it comes to building a Grand Slam offer. You can't just focus on one side or the other. You need the front end and the back end involved in the offer for it to actually be really valuable and something that people actually want to go forward with. And it's way easier for them to say yes. Sure, it's more complex and there's a lot more moving parts. You don't want to overwhelm them up front, but at least add a couple things on the back end that make it easier to manage the lead flow or manage the front end that you're going to be able to bring them in with and save them time. You make them more money on the front end, you save them more time on the back end. That's kind of how the structure works for offers. Also, if you have no direction, you're going to fail. This is like, seems so cliche, like everybody says this, but if you don't have any direction where you're trying to go in your business, in your life, or in general, you're going to fail. Like you're not going to win. Sometimes you have to fail enough times to see where you need to go and see what that path looks like for you, right? And the biggest advice that you can get that I've seen pretty much every older entrepreneur preach is try literally everything when you're young. Try as many things as you can, fail at them. It's okay to fail. And then you're going to figure out your path. You're going to figure out what you're trying to move toward, right? It's so much easier to gain a sense of direction when you actually try a lot of different things to know what you like and what you don't like. And a lot of time when you try a lot of different things, you find your passion, you find your life meaning, and you just grow as a human, right? You can't know what you want to do if you don't have the experiences to know what you want to do, if that makes sense. And then the biggest one for anybody that's running an offer, if it's a brand, if it's a service business, doesn't matter what it is. Your story is your unfair advantage. Okay. Now, what do I mean by unfair advantage? Now, a lot of people just say, oh, here's my client results, here's my client results, here's my client results, which is like, cool. Like this guy knows what he's doing. You see one or two of the client results. All right. This guy knows what he's doing. Cool. This guy knows what he's doing. But the biggest thing is your story is what makes people want to buy. It's like your brand almost in a sense. And I'll give you an example for our landscaping offer that we're about to run. Our story is insane. We started a landscaping business from scratch, no experience in our trade, no employees. It's two owner operators. Started our landscaping business, scaled it from $0 to $100,000 in just 4 months with paid ads. We literally spent I think less than $10,000 on paid ads, and we were able to X our ad spend, which is good. And that's what everyone should be aiming for when they're spending money on ads. That's how you know you have a good campaign. That's how you know you have a good brand. That's how you know you have a good positioning in your market. But the point is our story is insane. No one else in our market has a story like this. No one else was actually in the trenches being a landscaper and then helping them with marketing, learning in real time, implementing systems that people like. The systems that we're implementing are things we know landscapers need because we had that exact problem. Two owner operators, we dialed in the lead flow on the front end, and then our back end was cooked. We were getting so overwhelmed with the amount of leads we had, so we implement back end selling systems in this offer, right? So if you have a really good story that you can correlate to your offer and what you're doing in your brand, a lot more people are going to want to buy from you. And our story is super unique for what we're offering in our market. And we haven't even launched this funnel yet, guys. I'm telling you right now, it's going to blow up. It's going to go ballistic. We just have to optimize the ads on the front end now. That's literally the next step. And it's going to pop off. Like we're different than every other landscaping marketer in this space because we have that story behind it. That's your differentiator. Your story is your differentiator. If you don't have a story, then go find one. Go get one. Make one happen. Something that's actually happened to you. Experience is better than anything, bro. My advice for somebody that wants to get an online business, that's never ran an online business before, never even ran a business in their life, go start a local service business. Super easy to start. Not hard. Doesn't cost a lot of money if you pick the right niche. And get a bunch of skin in the game if you're trying to target local service businesses, okay, at scale. If that's like the niche you want to get into for online, which I think is super untapped as we get into this AI world right now, because all these young online guys, all this online money, these people already know about AI. They already see it every day. They probably already have systems in place, right? A lot of them maybe don't, but they still might already have systems in place. Okay, so there's a lot more of an opportunity right now in the blue collar industry because these guys are older. They barely even know how to work their fucking iPhone. They don't even know AI. Like they don't even know where to put AI. Even if they had, like they probably know about it, but they don't know where to put it. Right? They're probably barely using ChatGPT. right? So the advantage you have as a younger guy is you know that shit. But if you go get your skin in the game and if you go get a story behind you, like, hey, I did this and this is the attributed result I have for that. I did it. I didn't do it for someone else. I did it myself. I think that's arguably better proof than you saying that you got results for 5 other people, unless those numbers are just fucking massive. Okay. So your story is your unfair advantage. Find a way to get a story. Like I said, if you're trying to start a business and you have no business experience, go run a service business locally. They're very easy if you're young and you run Facebook ads and you have a good way to brand it and like make a good presence online, because that's where all your people are. Start running Facebook ads and people are going to love you. Like local homeowners really respect young entrepreneurs. That's what we learned when we were doing landscaping, really young, like 20 years old, right? They respect that. And you're going to get a bunch of customers just for that. Okay. So I would definitely do that. Build that story up. That's your unfair advantage, bro. So that is some key learnings from today. And then forward thinking, kind of just thinking ahead. So we had this idea for our BCGS app. So basically making a custom app. We're basically running an offer where we're going to have an AI quoting agent at scale. We're going to probably just make it and create it with ChatGPT. Like they probably already have a subscription on their phone for it. But we want to do it at scale where we actually make an app, right? That they can see their ROI from the ads that we're running for them. They can use this AI tracking system from that app and they can potentially upsell, book calls, and we can probably add so many more features to that app. Now, the reason I want to do that is because one, it's going to be a great continuity sell. Because if we build the system in ChatGPT, they can just say, hey, cool, I'm going to cancel after, the 90 days because you already gave me the AI system. Right. But if you build an app, it's kind of like, hey, this is like, if you cancel, you lose access to our app. And you could have so many other cool features built in the app that make life really easy for them. So I believe that's truly the continuity play, because then it's like, hey, we can allocate charging them $1,500 a month continuity to keep running the system. Right. So obviously GoHighLevel is kind of directly correlated to that, because like if they cancel, GoHighLevel would kind of disappear unless they wanted to pay like a really low ticket price, but they don't have to know that. Right. So BCGS app, future mode, development wise, probably wouldn't be that hard. Probably would need to hire like one dev just to like finalize things, but you could realistically vibe code this from scratch. Okay. So this is a good idea. Once we validate the offer, once we get like 5-10 clients, I think this is a really good way to just push continuity. And then we can provide so much more value in the app, because then it's like, hey, in the app, we're going to be adding new systems and new tools that you can use consistently that help you in your business. Like that's fucking no brainer. Right. So that's our play kind of future for the app. And it's going to help us kind of frame more of that done with you standpoint. Like they have some more tools in there that can use that help them in their business. And it's just more optimal for us as well from a continuity perspective. So cool idea we kind of had. And then AI UGC offer for brands. Just had a thought about this on our walk today. I've been seeing a lot of things about AI UGC, these crazy, like people are, I don't know if you guys heard of Higgsfield AI, but people are literally using like they're cloning themselves, putting like an AI avatar over their thing. I don't know what you call it, but it's character swap or something. And it looks so fucking realistic. I'm just like, dude, like why is nobody running like a growth operator offer for brands like AI UGC centric? I think that could cook. Like, hey, bro, I'm going to make you, for your brand, I'm going to make you 10 influencers. I'm going to manage them and I'm going to post XYZ for these brands. It's going to be organic first. And then if they start popping off and going viral, you can just use them for ads. Like you just charge a fat setup fee and then take a percentage split of the revenue you generate. Dude, that would be so nasty. So nasty. So it's untapped. I looked on Facebook ad library. All I'm seeing is DIY options with ARC ads and these different AI advertising platforms where they basically just like make AI ads. It's just like an AI character goes over an ad and voiceovers it, which is like no one's doing the done for you or done with you shit for ecom brands. So I think that could be really popping, and that could be a really untapped play. Just from like a GO perspective, it's basically growth operating for ecom brands, but you're actually growth operating for them with AI UGC creators that nobody's going to know is AI. It's almost like clipping in a sense, very mass scale, very mass market. And then you can just give VAs, the fulfillment structure is so much easier than if you're running an agency. So even though this is technically still an agency offer, so such a very interesting market to think about. So we're going to bookmark that one, see what that looks like. Obviously it's easier said than done, but I think it's just a really interesting market that no one's really coined yet. And then creating AI influencers. These things are super new, bro. AI influencers have probably been around 6 months. It's not even been that long. So it's still a really new market. And that kind of ties directly into the AI UGC offer. Like that shit's new, bro. Like that shit is new. AI influencers are new. It's a new thing. So that's why there's probably no offer for this. It's completely blue ocean. Don't even know if it's worth running. That's why it's like, it's not worth putting our eggs into that basket right now. But it's definitely something to bookmark down the line. If we get to a scale where it's like, hey, market attribution, we want to run a whole nother business, but you got to have crazy systems for that already in place, or even partner with someone to make it work. And I think creating AI influencers, I think creating AI influencers is literally untapped. I mean, there's a lot of people probably already doing it for unethical reasons, but I think UGC might kind of disappear here shortly. It might just solely be like AI UGC at scale as these models get better. So something to keep in mind, UGC people, you got to watch out. Your job's going to be gone soon. But yeah, those are some cool forward thinking ideas. And then tomorrow, we'll wrap this video up here. We're going to record the VSL and the post call video. They're super quick videos. They're like, I think the VSL is going to probably be like 3 minutes. Post call video, like a minute 20, nothing too crazy. And we're going to finalize the funnel backend. So we're going to like the email sequence set up and then a couple reminders for the calls. And that's pretty much it. Nothing too crazy. Because we're doing a 2-call close funnel, we really just need to get everything set up for that first call. And then once we start getting those calls booked in on that calendar for the phone call, we're going to actually write out the script. Then we're going to build out like the back end and what happens next after that call. Because obviously we want to schedule that second call on that phone call. Okay, so something to keep in mind there as well. Facebook ads, we're going to create some Facebook ads for the landscape offer tomorrow morning. My co-founder is working on the B-roll side. We have so much B-roll from when we were actively landscaping. So we're thinking about just doing some voiceovers from that time period, directly targeting landscapers. So could be really, I think that's going to do a lot of justice based on what we already do. No one's running ads of them actually in the field as a landscape marketer. And then, I'm going to make three to four like talking head style, maybe more. We'll see what we can come up with in terms of ideas and how I want to create them. But we're going to make some talking heads. I'm probably going to look at the Facebook ads library, kind of get some inspiration. And then we're going to make a couple talking head ads that directly correlate to our niche. And our whole goal for tomorrow is to launch this system. At least schedule the Facebook ads for maybe Thursday morning, something like that, and get everything ready to go and attribute it in the right direction. And then the cold outreach system, I'm going to get into building that out. I've talked about it on a couple of videos previously, basically doing looms for people that are either already running Facebook ads or businesses that aren't, preferably people that already are running Facebook ads that aren't running them the right way. Basically hitting them up, finding them directly from the Facebook ad library. So I'm going to build out that SOP and then potentially start getting into the process of actually building those out and actually going through the process of doing outreach for that. And then we're going to do some organic marketing. So my strategy for organic marketing is going to be solely YouTube content. Okay. I don't really want to mess with short form, at least not right now. I don't see it as too high leverage. It could be though to generate attention. It just really depends, right? Like if I'm going to do any type of short form content, it's going to be reaction content. Okay. Purely reaction content, literally reacting to other people's videos, basically stealing their virality and then going from there. So that's what I'm going to do on that side of the boat when it comes to organic marketing. I think Instagram and TikTok are super viable solely because short form, you're going to see results so much faster. Okay. And if we're reacting to videos, it's going to be so much easier to put out content because we don't have to do any creation ourselves. We just look at someone else's video. What were they talking about? Give our opinion or our take on it. It has to be hot. It has to be one-sided and just start banging them out. So yeah, we might just focus on Instagram. I mean, I guess I'm kind of correlating. We'll see. I mean, I'll kind of figure out what's more high leverage. Obviously, like I kind of see it as like YouTube is like SEO. Like it's like a long-term play. And then Instagram is like Facebook ads. It's like, it's a short term. Like it's something that you can see results in fast. So Instagram might be more high leverage for what we're currently doing, but I think definitely building out both funnel sources is a play because you got to still have YouTube in there. So getting into both of those, and then we're going to optimize our social bios real quick. Right now it's very broad framing social media bios. So we're going to optimize those, and then we're going to record the day 11. So that is what tomorrow looks like. Obviously it looks pretty full fetched, pretty heavy headed, pretty heavy loaded. But realistically, that's going to be done early. That's going to be done. Well, we're not going to do the funnel backend probably till later in the afternoon. Facebook ads are going to be done. Oh, this is easy. These two are kind of hand in hand. And then this is super easy as well. That's like a 30-minute task. So yeah, this is about 6 hours of work. It's a relative agenda for tomorrow. So should be a banger one. This is the day 10 reflection. Make sure you like, subscribe to follow the journey, and comment if you have any advice or questions or any insight on what I should talk about next. There's really no filter here. I'm willing to talk about literally anything on these videos. I really enjoy them. So if you guys give me any ideas that you want to see me put out in these videos, let me know. We will see you guys in day 11. Hope you have a good one.